This is Patriots employee Jim McNally in a locked bathroom 20 minutes before the 2015 AFC Championship game between the Patriots and the Colts. According to the NFL, he illegally deflated 12 footballs in this bathroom because Tom Brady told him to. There's just one problem. Nobody, not the NFL, not even the Patriots, has any proof of what happened in that bathroom. That didn't stop the NFL from manipulating the media, ignoring science, and destroying evidence to convince 69% of NFL fans that Tom Brady is a cheater. But why? What is the real story that changes everything we think we know about Deflategate? In this video, you'll see how Deflategate went from hunting deflated footballs to hunting for a villain, and why Tom Brady had to be that villain, no matter what the evidence said. 80 minutes later, it's 48 degrees and pouring rain. The Patriots lead the Colts 14-0. Brady targets Rob Gronkowski. Colts linebacker DeQuell Jackson picks it off and jogs to the sideline. An equipment manager grabs it. He squeezes. Squish. It feels soft. This is the moment the Colts have been waiting for. 2 months earlier, Colts general manager Ryan Grigson sent the NFL a formal warning about New England's footballs. Now, in the press box, Grigson gets word from the sideline. We got one. He turns to Troy Vincent, the NFL's VP of Football Operations, and demands an investigation. Halftime, the officials' locker room. The Patriots' balls hit the table soaking wet and covered in mud. Head ref Walt Anderson starts measuring. The Patriots' balls average 11.32 pounds per square inch on one air pressure gauge and 11.49 psi on a different air pressure gauge, both well under the 12.5 psi legal limit. But there's a problem. Anderson didn't write down which air pressure gauge he used before the game, and they are giving different measurements. He didn't even write down the pregame measurements. Then, the refs test the Colts balls. 3 out of 4 of the Colts balls were also under the legal limit. They just didn't drop in air pressure as much as the Patriots balls did. Why would that be? Instead of finding the answer, the simpler story, that the Patriots balls were deflated below the legal minimum, turns into breaking news. ESPN's Chris Mortensen tweets, 11 of 12 Patriots balls were 2 pounds underinflated. Lost is that the Patriots were busy blowing up the Colts 45-7. Lost is that they scored more points in the second half after the balls were reinflated. Lost is that only a single ball on a single gauge measured 2 pounds under the legal limit. But the public had its deflation punchline. Later, we learn who leaked that exaggerated 2 pounds underinflated number: Troy Vincent. The NFL executive running the investigation was the same man feeding the misinformation. January 2015, New York. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell is in trouble. The media has spent months calling him weak for only suspending Ray Rice 2 games for knocking his fiancée unconscious in an elevator. Now, the other 31 NFL owners are blowing up his phone. They don't care about air pressure. They want a makeup call for Spygate. In 2007, Goodell let the Patriots off easy. He even ordered executives to stomp on the tapes of the Patriots spying on opponents in a conference room. The owners felt he protected his friend, Patriots owner Robert Kraft. Goodell works for them. They vote on his $34 million a year contract. To keep his job, Goodell needs to find someone to blame. He needs a high-profile villain to make everyone forget that he fumbled the Ray Rice case. And right on cue, a bag of slightly soft footballs lands on his desk. Goodell gets to work. He spends well over $10 million in legal fees and investigation costs. He hires attorney Ted Wells and a science consulting firm called Exponent Inc. Exponent is the firm Big Tobacco paid to claim secondhand smoke is safe, and ExxonMobil paid to minimize how much damage the Valdez oil spill caused. Now, they're being paid to start with the verdict the NFL needs. Brady is guilty, and then build the science around it, choosing the air pressure gauge that Walt Anderson says he didn't remember using pregame that just so happens to make the Patriots' numbers look worse, and ignoring how cold, wet footballs would naturally gain pressure once they sat in a warm locker room that led to the Patriots' footballs losing more air than the Colts' balls. Goodell gets what he pays for. The Walls report claims tampering was, quote, more probable than not. Meanwhile, in Cambridge, Massachusetts, MIT professor and Eagles fan John Leonard picks up a piece of chalk to answer 2 questions. Question number 1. why were the Patriots' footballs below the legal minimum inflation at halftime? He knew something basic. When it gets cold, footballs deflate. It's the same reason you get low tire pressure warnings on the first cold day of winter. He calculates that the Patriots' cold, wet footballs should be around 11.3 psi at halftime. When you look at the NFL's own halftime numbers, using the gauge the referee later testified he recalled using, the data lines up almost exactly with that 11.3 psi prediction. Question number 2. Why did the Patriots' footballs deflate more than the Colts' balls? Leonard explains.
Wet footballs warm more slowly than dry footballs. Can everybody say that for me? Wet footballs warm more slowly than dry footballs?
In the first half, the Patriots' balls were soaking wet from long drives in the freezing rain. The Colts' balls, however, were sitting dry in the plastic bag. Then, officials measured New England's wet balls immediately in the locker room, while Indianapolis's dry balls sat in a 71-degree room warming up, reinflating while they waited their turn to be measured. Leonard's math is backed by 21 physics professors not paid by the NFL or the Patriots in a formal brief to a federal court that said, if you use Anderson's gauge memory in a warmer room, the data would have vindicated Mr. Brady, and there is no scientific proof of wrongdoing. No complicated ball deflation scheme needed, just basic physics. With the science in question, the NFL finds a new weapon, a text message from May 2014 where Jim McNally, the alleged bathroom ball deflator, literally calls himself the deflator. The Patriots' lawyers say it's a weight loss joke. In my opinion, there's a much simpler explanation. Earlier in the season, Brady was furious about overinflated balls in a game against the Jets, and McNally was instructed to make sure the balls were at the absolute minimum legal inflation that Brady preferred, which made him the deflator. We know McNally was definitely in that locked bathroom for 1 minute and 40 seconds thanks to security footage, but he claims it was just a routine pregame bathroom trip, nothing else. Then, Brady hands the NFL a grenade. March 6, 2015. The day he's scheduled to interview with investigators, Brady has his assistant destroy his cell phone, destroying roughly 10,000 texts. To Brady, it was his last chance to protect his personal privacy. To you, me, and especially the media, it looks like a guilty conscience. The NFL pivots from Brady's crime being intentional ball deflation to non-cooperation. In a federal courtroom, a judge asks the NFL, what direct evidence links Tom Brady to deflating footballs? Their answer? There isn't any direct evidence tying Brady to deflating the footballs. It doesn't matter. Goodell hands Brady a 4-game suspension, fines the Patriots $1 million, and strips them of 2 draft picks. He rules that the destroyed phone was a willful effort to hide participation. NFL rules state a maximum penalty of a $25,000 fine for tampering with footballs, and yet Brady has given a suspension twice as long as Ray Rice was given for knocking his fiancée unconscious in an elevator. Goodell names himself the suspension appeals judge. Brady loses the appeal. Shocker. McNally is suspended by the Patriots under pressure from the NFL, but is later reinstated by the NFL. But he wasn't their villain anyway. Brady was. Later that year, the league runs a secret experiment, measuring footballs in cold weather stadiums around the country. Every single time the temperature falls, the balls deflate. The NFL's own halftime air pressure readings lined up with the basic physics Leonard talked about. In cold weather, balls can come in under 12.5 psi without anyone sneaking off to a bathroom. But the public never sees it. NFL lawyer Jeff Pash orders the data that would exonerate Brady to be erased. When asked where it went, Goodell tells the media, "I don't know, to be honest with you." Oops. Brady serves his 4-game suspension at the start of the 2016 season. Then, the NFL's air pressure villain of the universe leads the Patriots to a 14-2 record. Then he marches into Houston for Super Bowl 51. After falling behind the Falcons 28-3, he leads the greatest comeback in football history to win the game 34-28. As the confetti falls, Roger Goodell has to smile for the cameras and physically hand over the Lombardi Trophy to the man he spent 2 years trying to ruin. The NFL got their 4 games. They got to look tough while burying the truth. And that's where the hunt for Tom Brady's deflated footballs ends, with the supposed cheater hoisting the only football that still matters. Thanks for watching.